welcome to the Science Faction Podcast, where science meets fact meets fiction.
This is Science Faction for the week of December 1st, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Steven Dominguez, and with me this week, two individuals that were just like, we have to reschedule until we can all be together.
I'm Benjamin Daniel Ellis, and, podcast is life.
Oh, no.
Devin Kraft.
No catchphrase?
No catchphrase.
That would be your catchphrase. It'd be like, Devin Kraft.
No catchphrase.
No catchphrase.
Nope.
Just no further questions.
How's it going, guys? Did you survive the turkey?
Oh yeah. Did all right.
The turkey attack.
How about you?
I survived. Oh, did you say to Devin? Sorry.
No, I couldn't tell what he said. So yeah, you go.
Oh, all right. Yeah. My big claim to fame this year is that I hard-boiled 36 eggs, and then Martine made them all into deviled eggs, and they all got eaten because that's how we roll around here. That's a lot of eggs, you guys.
It's a lot of eggs. Yeah.
So many eggs. My egg delivery, my free egg delivery business has slowed down as of late. But yeah, I mean, that was it. We went down to Santa Maria and had food and came home. It was not a big deal. It was pretty nonchalant. No big stories. What happened. We move on. There was it was so just average. Like, there was no drama. There was no high points. It was just dinner. Yeah. I mean, good, I guess.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I got a visit from our number one listener, Martha, came to my house and was like, "You guys have the best podcast ever, and I'm your biggest fan." And I was like, "Oh," and I blushed, and then I signed merch for it. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that. I mean, that's just it, right? Like when you're a host of a podcast such as ours, like I tell everybody I meet, like, hey, I'm on this podcast. I'm really proud of it too.
Yeah.
'Cause we put a lot of effort and time into it.
You certainly do.
And yeah.
Both of those things.
Anyhow, no, it was great. Had my mom visit us for a few days, and we had our traditional Thanksgiving dinner. Had a bunch of my in-laws over. Had the adjacent to the field correspondent came by too.
Oh,
and
nice.
he hung out, and yeah, we and we watched a movie. We watched Fifth Element.
Oh,
with the kid, and
nice. Multi-pass,
yeah.
Of course. Everything.
Now I tell you, since I've never watched that film with captions on before.
Okay.
And like, I understand that film so much more now.
Oh.
After having watched it this time with captions, I could never tell what Ruby Rod was saying in any of Chris Tucker's scenes. Like, it just was like, okay, that's just gibberish.
That's completely fair. He's screaming and he's screaming fast.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also like a weird audio modulation happening on his voice too, like for most of the scenes, and it was incomprehensible. And so to actually know what he was saying was like, oh, that's so nice. And then also to to understand where the story is going and to rewatch it is like, oh, that's okay. Now I understand why the scene is in the beginning of the film. And, like I was able to pay attention and see how.
So paying attention and knowing what the dialogue is in the film helps you to understand the film.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Okay,
weird. That checks out.
And I guess what I'm saying is that, like, over the years since, I guess this came out in 1997, over the almost 30 years since it's been out, Am I doing my math wrong? I feel like I'm doing my math wrong, but I'm going
It's
to run
been
with it.
it's been 87 years.
I just like it was nice seeing the film and going, I am picking up on things so much more now than I was the other times I'd watched it.
28 years. It's 28 years later.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And but like that being said, it's a really good flick. It's kind of a bummer that Luc Besson's kind of follow up, Valerian in the City of a Thousand Planets, was not great.
Yeah, it had its issues, but I remember going to the theater and watching it, so he's got my money. It's okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was it was a pretty great rewatch. So
fantastic. Yeah. Devin, your turn. Tell us about it.
About my Thanksgiving?
I mean, whatever you want to share, man. We're here. Our ears are open.
What is it?
I think I don't know if I said this last time, but Thanksgiving Day we didn't really do a full Thanksgiving.
And you were very happy about that Thanksgiving was canceled.
Oh yeah, that was the whole conversation. Yeah. So we did the full Thanksgiving on Friday. Mm-hmm. It all went fine. It was all fun. No like major issues.
Good. We're due for just like a chill time. Like things have been pretty not chill for a while, just in the world in general. So it's nice to have we just had some food. It was fine. That's okay. Mm-hmm. What else happened?
So it was pretty uneventful. So I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Everybody getting together. Jen's dad is here. He flew in on Thursday and he's leaving tomorrow. Our friend Kate was here from Monday to Saturday.
Wow.
She made on Thanksgiving on Thursday. She made a meal. She made chicken parmesan.
Ooh, that's one of your faves, Devin.
Yeah, and like if I was gonna make chicken parmesan, I would be lazy. Just get like pre-breaded chicken tenders and pour some spaghetti sauce on there. And
wait a minute,
mozzarella.
Devin doing something the easy way? No.
Yeah. That's another thing. I think. This is a tangent. I hear a truck pulling up outside, and it very well could be the Enterprise D coming.
Oh my God! Are you so excited, dude?
Saucer separation.
I'm excited, but I'm not that excited because I think what's going to happen is it's going to get wrapped up, and I'm going to open it on Christmas. So it's not like I get to play with it or build it right away.
What do you mean?
Well, it's going to be my present, like my Christmas present from Jen or whoever.
From whoever?
From myself, I guess. But no, just so there's something for me under the tree. Because I mean, if I want something, I'm just going to buy it. Like a whole different tangent is the whole gift giving thing, which I think I've probably talked about before. But
we're not on the Christmas episode yet, Devin.
Yeah, we're not kids. We don't need to give each other presents. But
all right, let me just cancel all the gifts I bought for Devin and done.
I mean, other than like a very like special thing or whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that was the
chicken parmesan.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, she made chicken parmesan. So I said yes, I would probably do it the easy way. Although now that I'm a bit more skilled at cooking, I probably would bread it myself and fry it myself and maybe do a bit more. But anyway, So she like got vegetables and like chopped them up and like I don't know. She like a bunch of different things, and eventually she like blended some of them. And
wow.
Anyway, the results, and yeah, she breaded the chicken herself and like fried it in the stove or fried it on the oven, just to brown the outside, and then baked it all. It was honestly, and I told her this. It's honestly probably the best chicken parmesan I've ever had. Like the sauce was like perfect, like sweet, but also like seasoned and like authentic. The chicken was like breaded perfectly and like cooked like just to where it was like nice and certainly not overcooked or dry. Just like it was really good. And I told her that. It was funny. I kind of did a bait and switch because it was later that night, And I was like, I told Jen this because she asked me like, oh, so what did you really think of the food? And I was like, well, I actually told Jen this earlier. And to be perfectly honest, I want to be, honest with you. It was the best chicken parmesan I've ever had. So, and she was like floored, but I'm like, yeah, it was really good.
Wow.
And she made so much of it. She made like 3 platters of it. So like all the like leftovers I've been having has not been
chicken
Thanksgiving
parm.
leftovers.
Yeah.
Chicken parmesan leftovers.
Wow, dude, that's amazing. All right. Well, okay, so let's since we already almost did it, let's segue into your Enterprise D. So we've talked, we mentioned it before in the podcast that there is a Lego set of the Enterprise D, the next generation style Enterprise, for those that don't know letters, I should say.
Yeah.
And you were able to purchase one. You texted us that you were digitally in line to purchase one, and then it happened. Tell us the story.
So they went on sale on it's a Black Friday thing, but they went on sale at midnight on basically Thanksgiving night at midnight, which would be the next day, Eastern time. So for me, that's 11 o'clock. And I'd seen like, oh, if you order it over the weekend between Friday and Monday, you'll get the shuttle with it while supplies last. It said. I'm like, well, if they're expecting to take orders, all weekend, it must not be like that urgent. So I didn't even log on until like 11, like 10, because I was like doing something else. I'm like, okay, cool, it's time. I'll get online. And then I showed you guys the image, but it's like you're at the Lego website, but it says you're in line. So this will automatically refresh every 20 seconds while you're waiting. You can play this game. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I gotta wait. And then actually Kate also, she's like, oh, well, let me get in line on my phone just in case. And she got online on her phone. I'm like, well, since she got on after me, I'm probably gonna get on first. But then of course hers like logged in first.
Whoa.
Got through. Which is weird. So I'm like, what is this whole digital line thing?
It's all,
yeah, like this line thing is BS.
It is. It's all BS.
So I ordered it through her phone, but it's a good thing I did do it like that at that time, because the next day I saw plenty of headlines posting like sold out. They're taking back orders. It'll ship in February, but it won't include the shuttle. Like you basically had to buy it right when it went on sale, which I luckily did. And so and then I got like an order confirmation, and then I was like, I wonder how long it's going to take to ship. And then like the next during Friday, which would technically be the same day, I got the tracking information, and it said it would arrive on Tuesday, but it was 2 tracking numbers because they ship the Enterprise itself separate from the shuttle. Although the shuttle, it's not just the shuttle; it's the shuttle and 2 other gifts.
Because when you spend X amount at Lego, they give you gifts. Yeah. To apologize for their high price.
Yeah, so there's 2 boxes coming, and I don't even know which is which. So one, they both said they come Tuesday, but then I checked yesterday and it said one of them was already like in town and would be delivered tomorrow. So I actually don't know if it's the Enterprise or the add-ons. So, but I'm pretty sure it's at the door right now. So maybe during the break I can go check it out and let you know. But
yeah, definitely. I'm excited for you, man. That's awesome.
So that was cool. I got that.
Sweet.
That's that.
Well, to kind of go back to Ben's talk about rewatching The Fifth Element, I started watching Jurassic Park with my eldest daughter. And so we do this thing at like our bedtime routine because we have the girls are separate in ages enough that they have different bedtimes right now. So we have 7 and 10. And the 10-year-old gets to stay up like half an hour longer, and then she gets to read for half an hour after that.
I thought those were the times that they got to go to bed. Like one goes to bed at 7 o'clock, the other goes to bed at 10 o'clock. It's like, that's quite a difference.
that would be insane. No, the youngest goes to bed at 8, and then 8:30 for the other one. Then she gets to read until 9. So what we've been doing recently, see, the thing is, they're out in the wild right now in my house, and they're supposed to be doing chores, and I don't know, and I heard a noise. Anyways,
the knock is coming from inside the house.
The knock is always. So one of the things that we do is she has like that half an hour time, and we do different things during that half an hour. But recently, she's been watching like Gilmore Girls with her mother and talking about life stuff. But when it's my turn,
Awesome.
what?
Awesome.
Oh, yes, definitely. That's a good mother-daughter bonding experience, I think. And then when it's my turn, we've watched Fellowship of the Ring, which she enjoyed, and we started Two Towers, and she was like, "Yeah," like partway through. I was like, "All right, whatever." And I've been playing a lot of Jurassic World Evolution 3 on my PC, so I've been diving back into Jurassic Park stuff because it's cool and I love it. So I mentioned to her, I was like, "Hey, when I was a kid, I watched this. I think I was 11, and you're 10, and so if you want to watch it, like we can watch it." And we watched a trailer, and she was like, "Yeah, I want to watch that." And I was like, "Cool." So we started it the other night, and we got from the beginning all the way up to they're about to start the tour. So it was the raptor intro, the amber mines, the dig site, the helicopter ride, Mr. DNA, like all of the setup has happened. And she had questions along the way, like with Dodson, like who is that? Like after that whole scene between Dodson and Nedry and the Barbasol can, she was just like, what was all of that? It's like, let me explain. So she's enjoying it so far. We haven't gotten to the dinosaur stuff yet, really. But she says she's enjoying it, so I'm excited to share that with her because Jurassic Park is amazing, and if she likes it, that'd be great. Because we struck out on the Star Wars thing, so maybe we'll get into dinosaurs. We'll see.
So, like, okay,
What's that?
how far have you struck out on the Star Wars things? Because I mean, she likes the rides.
Yeah, it's the movies. They're just not into the movies. My youngest, halfway through Star Wars, she got bored and left. And then the last time we tried to watch Empire, we couldn't get through Hoth, through the Hoth sequence before my eldest. I think she might have been like 9 at the time, maybe 8. She was just like, I don't want to. This is too much war for me. And I was like, all right,
Not enough stars.
Not enough stars. Too much wars. I mean, we did watch Skeleton Crew, and she enjoyed Skeleton Crew. But it's just like the main movies, and I've showed them like some Clone Wars stuff, some story arcs there. But it's just I every now when they show a little bit of interest, like I find the piece of Star Wars media that interest, I think that would match with where they're at, and they've never like hooked into it, which is fine. I'm not going to force it or anything. When they show interest, then I share, but most of the time it's not, so that's fine. So one thing that we do share in is watching lots of Disney movies, and one recently came out in the theater a few days ago, and we went to see it. And I see in our notes here, Devin, you also saw it. You wanna start the Zootopia 2 talk? Or do you want
so we
me
saw
to?
it yesterday afternoon, and we had actually just seen Zootopia 1 like a week or two ago. We were all together and watched it. If you like Zootopia 1, I think you'll like Zootopia 2. It's got the same kind of vibe to it, same level of, jokes and fast paced.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they do a good job, like they did with the first one, of having a social kind of commentary or having a social issue be kind of the driving force behind the story, which I think is kind of cool.
What was the social issue, Devin?
Well, so it was about basically erasing a culture from history.
Yeah.
And in this case, it was any like reptiles. So
Yeah.
which I guess, yeah, if you think back to the first one, there were no reptiles in the city.
Mm-mm.
And I wonder if that was intentional or just happened to be like they were just focused on a certain type of animal. But they make it clear in this one, like, oh, Zootopia is for mammals, basically.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't see any other type of animals. So then you learn in this one that everyone in Zootopia is afraid of reptiles, particularly snakes. And that's all been kind of like a propaganda campaign in a way.
Yeah.
And so you learn about that history, and then the whole story is them trying to kind of fix what happened to reptiles, because there's it's very focused on like this rich family that caused this to happen and is taking credit for Zootopia being this as functional as it is, primarily because of they call them like the weather walls, because they're able to have the different sections of Zootopia that have different environments for the different animals, but yet also be able to mingle and interact, going through the walls to different environments. And it turns out, well, I won't spoil it, but anyway, so in that process of having the weather walls, they were able to kind of erase the reptiles. And so it's about that history.
Yeah. It's, I put it in the notes here. It's about, it's about World War II, you guys. It's about the attempted erasure of the Jewish people, is what this movie's about. Just like the first movie was about systemic racism and police. This one is straight up like a people, the Jews, have been completely erased from Zootopia. These reptiles are gone, and like that's really where that's really where it ends. There's no other kind of like pointing out to that's exactly what it is. But that's exactly what it is.
Well, did a writer like it is, but it can also be expanded to other situations where this has been attempted. The Holocaust isn't the only time there's been a genocide and an attempt to erase people from history.
That's
like
true.
Your writers say it was specifically World War II?
No, this is just me.
That's just the most obvious parallels.
That's just the obvious parallel that as I was watching the movie, I was like, oh, okay. And I mean, they kind of hit it home a little bit when they're looking for the snake, right? There's like the one main snake. And then they go to an alpine lodge and go up into the attic where he's been hiding. Like there's some really good parallels in there. Yeah. Anyways, it's as you say, Devin, it could be related to any genocide or erasure of people. And that's what it's about. But yeah, I enjoyed it as well. And actually the kids, because it is a kids movie after all, my eldest was like, this is one of the few times that I think I like the sequel just as much as the first one. I was like, oh, fantastic. So,
very cool.
And then my youngest was like, I liked it. And then that was it. So yeah, Zootopia 2, they did it again, I think. Is a really good movie. The marsh area, I thought that was cool. Like it was like another area that we haven't really seen. And we don't see reptiles. I mean, we do now, but reptiles are missing from the first one. Also, birds. So from the first movie, I did watch some behind the scenes stuff whenever, and they were like, yeah, when we were making this movie, we had to pare it down to one animal type just for our own sanity, because otherwise there's too much going on.
Which then leaves them room for sequels then to be like, oh, we can introduce these animals and have a story that involves them.
Yeah, exactly. And like we've got Zootopia, like the center city in this world, but we haven't explored really outside of Zootopia besides, was it Bunnyville or wherever Judy Hopps comes from. And even there it was like mixed species. So yeah, there's still a ton of room to explore. Something I did notice though is that it appears fish don't count, because in the marsh scene there were fish for sale and different animals eating fish. So apparently there should not be any sentient fish, and if there are, then this movie might be horrible.
And I wondered that from the first one, because the first one was about predators and prey. I don't think they really answered the question of, well, then what do they eat? We can just assume they're all vegetarian, I guess.
They never really get into
fish
it.
in the first one. But yeah, and I was like, this one, I also thought, I'm like, I definitely noticed, okay, they eat fish. That's something they can eat. And then also at one point they show like a fly on the ground, and then one of the lizards like sticks its tongue out to catch the
Okay.
fly. I'm like,
Right. So
okay, so
insects don't.
insects.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, so we're not just vegetarian or vegan. There are some, animals,
Pescatarians.
broad sense we can eat. And then where's the line drawn? Because how easy would it be to be like, oh, like a whale? Do you think a whale in this world is probably sentient? I would assume based on
Well, there was a
have they shown
dolphin.
whale?
They showed a
Oh,
dolphin,
the dolphin, yeah.
right?
That's right.
Dolphin's a mammal. Whale's a mammal. Mammals. So I mean, it
Sure.
would be interesting to see like
Yeah.
underwater, part of the city or another city where it's like whales and dolphins and
That
sea turtles
could
and
be
stuff.
the next movie is they're like, well, where do we get our food? And it's like, oh, well, you've been eating all these things. Those are actually just as, important as you guys are. Like, why are we drawing a line? Especially when you don't have the line of humans versus everything else that we make. You've got actual like tons and tons of different species that we obviously say are, have the right not to be murdered to be food. So, how do you draw that line? I'm sure there could be some conspiracy behind that, and
For sure. And also, don't think too hard about that ice cream scene in the first movie because that ice cream had to come from milk. Milk comes from cows. Cows are mammals. What were they eating?
I thought about that too, actually. I thought about the whole vegan thing. I'm like, but in this world, if animals who produce, it doesn't kill the animal. It's like, milk, like something that's produced from an animal,
Mm-hmm.
and they're sentient, they can make the choice. They can say like, well, yes, that's
Oh,
okay that you take my milk, or I produce the milk and sell it, and I'm okay with that because I make money off of it and I can make the choice to do it or not to do it. So actually, animal products like that might actually be okay as long as it's done ethically and with consent, and
yeah,
they get reimbursed for it. So
yeah.
that's actually a possibility. But
That could be a
although then it's
whole
weird, chickens
storyline.
selling their eggs, like, oh yes, you can have my unborn child to eat or make a
Well,
cake out of,
it's
but
an
not
unfertilized
fertilized.
egg.
I know.
That's different. I mean, that's a
You're
whole
right.
nother
That would
thing.
be that's a whole nother thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Food in Zootopia, that they could have something massive there to like, but like, what would the parallel be to our world? I think it would be like processed versus unprocessed food.
Mm.
Like that's where
Yeah.
they could
Farming, like farming fish as opposed to catching them freely, or something like along those lines, where it's like, well, okay, we can eat animals or at least fish or what we deem to be non-sentient based on the arbitrary rules of a fictional world.
Well, I was thinking more along the
And
lines of like the predators. Like, what do the lions eat? Right? Like I would
well, yeah,
imagine
I mean,
protein
there are plenty
rich.
of animals that are, you know, vegetarian or why can't I think of there's carnivore, omnivore, herbivore. There's plenty of herbivore animals, but yeah,
Yeah, and it's
omnivores can eat plants. I'm sure they would need supplements or something for the missing meat. But yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at is that the protein could be some sort of farmed thing that is then processed into a meat like thing for the carnivores, and they're like, this is ultra processed food. We want natural food, and like there could be an issue there, you know.
yeah.
All right. Anyway, enough Zootopia talk. Enough of everything else. I hope you guys are still watching Pluribus. We're not going to talk about it though because we're out of time. Let's move on to future or now.
Now.
What do we got, guys? Ben, actually, I haven't heard you talk in a while. I want to hear. What you've got.
A few years ago, I came across this software that is cross-platform that seemed to be really cool. It's called Freeder, and it's an organizer for basically anybody that does work or does things online.
Okay.
And the basic idea is that it is a web browser that has windows inside of it that are different. I guess you could say like Windows to web services. But it also includes like one click, you can open up a folder on your computer. Here's another click where you can start a Pomodoro timer. Here's a search bar where you can look up documents for different stuff. And but on top of that, then you can also place your web browser there. And this really worked for me on a lot of different ways. In fact, specifically working on this show, I was able to set up a board that kind of a project that was based on this show, and I could have one click, here is where we start our online stopwatch that we use, and here's one click where like I can see this is the window that usually contains my my notes, all sorts of different stuff there. And but it was a really neat app. And I said, I'm going to get the pro version, which unlocked a bunch of different, removed, that you could only have like 3 projects at a time. And then almost immediately upon me purchasing the pro version, the creator of the app decided to just stop developing it and leave it be. And I think I only spent like $15 on it, but I was like, well, that's a bummer, especially because this is a web browser thing. And with the amount of security updates that happen with web browsers, I don't want to use something that isn't going to be regularly updated. So I was looking through my computer the other day and just going like, hey, you know what are all the apps I have in my applications folder? Like, let's just see what I still have. And I saw I still had Freeder. And I wonder like what's going on with that. And I just went to their website. Turns out that someone had purchased the app from the original developer and then open sourced it. And it is currently completely free and is being regularly developed. So Freeder is back, baby.
Wow.
And and so if any of this stuff sounds like an interesting thing to you, where you can have different workflows and organization for different stuff, and putting in notes and to-do lists for whatever projects you might have that you're doing on your computer, it's a really neat thing. I like it a lot. It fits the way that I do things pretty well, and there's a lot of power stuff that goes on to it. If you find yourself on the command line often, you can pre-write scripts that you can just click once and it does it, instead of you having to type out the commands to do it.
Nice.
Yeah, stuff like that. And it's cross-platform, so you can get it on Mac, Linux, Windows, and it just works. So if that's interesting to you at all, great. You can have, if you're checking multiple Google accounts with different for different projects that you've got, you can actually manage all of your email accounts in one app, and have your login get scoped to whether it's just that window or that tab or project or application wide. You can kind of choose that. So I don't know.
Like if you have multiple kids that have been assigned Gmail accounts via their school, you can wrangle all that together.
Yeah, or if you have multiple Gmail accounts because maybe you are maybe you're the PTA president at your son's school, and you have to check their Gmail, but that's a different Gmail than the one that you have. You can get Gmail accounts for free, and you just have to sign away all of your privacy and soul for it. But so since we've all done that, if you've got multiple of those, then why not give them more information? But if you're like, oh man, I have to sign out of this account and then sign into another one, well, here this app allows you to not have to sign out in order to go into another account.
Great.
Yeah.
Sounds
a bunch
fantastic.
of other things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I very much like it. If it sounds at all interesting to you, check it out. Freeter.io. That's FREETER.io. They are not a sponsor of the show, but they also are completely free and open source and have no telemetry or tracking. They respect your privacy, which I love that in the software that I use.
Great. How many clicks out of 10 do you give it?
15.
15 clicks. Are they double clicks or regular clicks?
I mean, just think about it. Like, what will it take you if you're using an app and you're like, oh, hey, I remember using that app like 4 years ago. I wonder what they're up to, and you thought it was dead. Like, what would it take for you to like it so much that you go back to their website to figure out whether it's still around?
That's significant.
Yeah. So like it left enough of an impression on me that I went back to their website, found that they had a new version, and that they're actively developing it. So like I came back to it.
Excellent.
Not a lot. That doesn't happen very often, So
Ooh. Good. Very good. All right. Well then I'm gonna do my science now. I'm calling this one a doggone shame. This comes from Science Daily. It was published November 28th. The title is... Oh. Sorry, I thought I heard a knock. The title is... Scientists studied 47,000 dogs on CBD and found a surprising behavior shift. Data from over 47,000 dogs reveal that CBD is most often used in older pets with chronic health issues. Long-term CBD use was linked to reduced aggression, though other anxious behaviors didn't improve. The trend was strongest among dogs whose owners lived in cannabis-friendly states. So this article is interesting for a couple of reasons. One, the data, and two, how the data was collected, and three, how that's not great. So let's see. Behavior. There's a quote from senior author Dr. Maxwell Leong, an assistant professor and the director of Cannabis Analytics Safety and Health Initiative at Arizona State University. Quote, behaviorally, dogs given CBD products for multiple years are initially more aggressive compared to dogs not receiving those products, but their aggression becomes less intense over time. Which would make sense. You don't give the CBD to medicate the dog unless the dog is showing aggression. So that would make sense. Another quote from Dr. Julia Albright, an associate professor at the College of Veterinary Medicine at the University of Tennessee, says, this long-term behavioral change highlights the potential of CBD as a therapy for canine behavioral issues. Sure. So here's the deal with where does all of this data come from? The research represents the most extensive effort so far to investigate CBD among pet dogs in the U.S. The team relied on the Dog Aging Project, a long-term community science initiative in which owners provide yearly updates on their pet's diet, lifestyle, health, and living conditions. A total of 47,355 dogs were included, with data collected through annual surveys between 2019 and 2023. Got some COVID years in there. Owners detailed how often their dogs consumed CBD or hemp products. Frequent users received a supplement every day, while infrequent users were given supplements less often than once a day. Owners could also indicate that their dogs had never been given CBD. So right away, that to me is a tiny red flag that they're not tracking dosage, right? You either receive a supplement every day, you get it sometimes, or you never get it. Nothing about what else is in the supplement, any kind of dosage information, only frequency, which is a bit of a problem. Clear patterns emerged when the researchers examined which dogs were most likely to be given CBD. In our sample, so this is from Leong. This was Dr. Maxwell Leong. Quote, in our sample, 7.3% of the companion dogs in the U.S. have been given CBD and hemp products. Of these, 2,759 dogs, or 5.8%, were frequent users, which means once a day of some kind of dosage. Dogs receiving the supplements tended to be older on average. They were 3 years older than the dogs that did not receive CBD. So there's a bit more information there, that the dogs are generally older. Let's see. Several health issues were linked to higher CBD use. The strongest association was seen in dogs with dementia, 18.2%, followed by those with osteoarthritis, joint problems, 12.5%, and those diagnosed with cancer, 10%. A little bonus here, dogs living in states where human medical cannabis is legal were also more likely to receive CBD. This may reflect how owners' attitudes towards cannabis influence their decisions for their pets. Male dogs were given CBD more often, with a 9% higher likelihood than female dogs. However, activity levels did not differ significantly between dogs that used CBD and those that did not. So there's a lot of information. This is like a spaghetti of information thrown against the wall, and we're trying to get some kind of clear-cut understanding out of it. Let's see. Research gaps, safety concerns, and the need for better data. The team noted that the study did not explore the biological reasons behind these behavioral shifts, and controlled research will be necessary to confirm CBD's calming potential. They also pointed out several limitations in the available data, including possible owner bias and the lack of detailed information about CBD dosage, product formulations, administration methods, and sources. Quote, "At this point, we do not have a complete picture about the behavioral treatment plan," Albright pointed out. Owners considering CBD for their dogs should purchase reliable products and be cautious with dosing, since CBD can cause side effects such as gastrointestinal upset and diarrhea. So this is super interesting. This is like pre-first steps, right? Like there's anecdotal evidence. That's what I think this is really showing. There's anecdotal evidence that CBD does something with dogs, but if they really wanted to get into it and figure out what's going on, they need to do proper science. We need to have a control group. We need to have the CBD in specific dosages. We need from young dogs all the way to old dogs. Like it needs to be a full thing to figure this out. That being said, it also does not appear dangerous. Didn't say anything about dogs ODing on CBD. So like it's also this. Sometimes when you have medicines like this or treatments, however you want to call it, it's like, okay, you're okay up to a point, but then you can overdo it. There's not too much of a risk with that with CBD. As far as I know, which is also not scientific, if you take too much CBD or THC or anything cannabis related, you go to sleep. You're tired and you go to sleep. So, you know.
You watched the first couple episodes of the show The Pit on HBO. Have you heard of it?
I have heard of it. Yeah, I've heard it's very medically interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. It's like a one full day in the ER, and every episode is like 1 hour of that day. So it's mostly supposed to be in real time.
Wow.
We've only seen the first couple episodes, but and there's multiple cases going on because so many people come in, and so you're jumping around a lot. One of them is this mom and dad bring in their son who looks to be, I don't know, like 7 or 8, and he's unresponsive, but he's breathing. He's got a heartbeat. Like he seems fine. He won't wake up. And it turns out, because for how they look, maybe they look in his mouth and they see like a residue of like this green gummy like type stuff. And then the dad's like, oh no, he's like, he went on a trip and they had like THC gummies and he left one in his pocket and his son got to it. And it was, obviously it must have been a pretty strong dose, but yeah, basically the kid just went to sleep And I haven't seen the rest. I don't know if I'm assuming he's going to eventually wake up and be fine, unless it gets really dark.
Devin, you can't start a story and not have the ending.
There's plenty of other dark stuff in this show that I don't think this is going to turn out too bad. Most of the doctors are like, well, yeah, it's just a matter of getting it out of his system.
Yeah.
The real story with that is the mom is like pissed at the dad and is like,
well,
they're headed for divorce because it's one thing. But I'm just like, yeah, I guess that's what would likely happen. I mean, to literally overdose on THC to where it like cause your heart to stop. I'm sure it's possible. I don't see why we would do a test to figure that out, but I would assume it would be like so much that it would just be insane. Otherwise, you're just kind of gonna go to sleep or throw it up or
there's a term called green out, which is like a blackout. When you drink too much, a green out is you've got too much THC and your body just pretty much says, as far as I know from the YouTube videos I've watched, the body pretty much says, go to sleep this off. And so then you can't consume anymore, and that's that. And there is a limit, or there is a point where THC, I don't know if it's THC and CBD, there is a point where it becomes deadly, but it's so high that it's like you're not going to get there, right? Like when you hear the studies, it was like, oh, and if the rats took 500% of the recommended dosage of a thing and they were fine, and you're like, okay, you can't get there naturally, right? Like you can get there in a laboratory, but if you're eating a whole bunch of gummies or you're smoking a bunch of weed or whatever it is, your body gets to a point where it's just done way before it becomes deadly, is what I've heard.
I'm looking for the LD50. I'm looking for the LD50 of THC.
Oh, yeah, LD50. That's right.
It just looks according to the AI overview, it says unknown. I'm sure if I dig down, there might be a better answer somewhere.
Well, once they do the autopsy on Snoop Dogg, we'll finally have an answer. But I don't I mean, there are people that consume this stuff like crazy.
Toxicities. Looking on Wikipedia, edible forms of cannabis often contain tens to hundreds of milligrams of THC, much more than the 32 milligrams of a typical cannabis cigarette. 32 milligrams? Wow, that seems like a lot.
In the whole cigarette? Yeah, that makes sense. Well, anyways.
So if I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Devin is going to do some research.
Either by finding the answer online or through my own experimentation.
We'll get there eventually. Devin, are you dead yet? No. All right, keep going. Eat a few more gummies. All right, with that, we're going to take ourselves a little break. When we come back, we are diving into the book club for the week. It is Welcome to the Medical Clinic at the Interplanetary Relay Station by Carolyn M. Ben, you know how to pronounce this.
Joachim.
I always say it wrong. Joachim. It's a choose your own adventure styled story. You can go through it in about 5 minutes. And it's a fun little piece. So check that out. Link is in our show notes. And we'll be right back. You ever notice how everyone in sci-fi movies has a secret society they belong to? The Jedi, the Bene Gesserit, the Illuminati, or whatever. Well, guess what? So do we. It's called our Patreon, and if you join at patreon.com/sciencefactionpodcast, you'll get access to exclusive content, our Discord, and knowledge that normal listeners will never understand. Join us, or remain in the dark. Your call. And we're back.
Heyo.
Hi.
And a big thank you to our patrons, Josh and Renee. Thank you.
Yeah, I haven't heard from Josh or Renee for a while. Got you guys doing okay? I know it's a busy time of year. Just want to check in with you guys, make sure everything's good.
I have lunch with Josh every once in a while.
Oh, how's he doing?
So like,
doing okay.
He's
doing
good.
Right? Good.
Yeah. Maybe we'll actually play Walkabout Mini Golf this week with them.
That would be fantastic. I want to play
that
more.
Would be cool.
All right.
Do you want to play more?
Would you like to play a game? All right. Well, let's get to book club. What are we doing next week?
Next week, it's Dark Air by Lincoln Michel. Michael. Lincoln, whatever your name is, if you want to tell us how to pronounce your name, we'll get it right eventually. But it's Dark Air, and it's printed from Granta magazine. So
and
should be a fun one.
I found that in our sciencesensei.com 42 must-read short stories on science fiction that will transform your reality. It was listed in there, which is what we've been grabbing, or what I've been grabbing short stories from. And they've been hit or miss, which is kind of nice. Like I want diversity in my sci-fi. Not everything's for me. I understand that. And with that, let's get to this week, which is...
It is Welcome to the Medical Clinic at the Interplanetary Relay Station by Carolyn M. Joachim.
Okay, so I have sort of a soft spot in my heart for choose your own adventure novels. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have a lot of them as a kid. Like I remember I had a few of them, but it wasn't like something I was obsessed with. I just kind of have a soft spot for them, I guess. This was published in 2016, issue 70 of Lightspeed. And this short story is an A through Z kind of choose your own adventure. But it also pokes fun at being a choose your own adventure because sometimes you can't choose.
It's not really a choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Well,
much
okay.
like anything in the healthcare system.
Devin,
it has fun with the idea.
Exactly. What did you get the first time, or maybe your only time reading? Or did you just read it through top to bottom, Devin, like a psycho, or did you actually choose things? How did you do it?
No, I started by choosing things, and then once I quickly realized that, because I was thinking, okay, I'm going to have to read this and choose my own path, and then to have a better idea of the overall story and what they're doing, I'm going to have to like kind of do it again and choose a different path. But then you kind of quickly see that there's not a lot of variation, and they make fun of that. They even say that in the story. So I basically was just like, well, fine, I'm going to choose my own path, but I'm going to go, if I miss something, I'm going to read that too, just to see where else it could have gone. So kind of like do multiple paths at once.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not even necessary, because it's like, oh, okay, it tells you like, oh, if you're going to do this, you're just going to come back here, because obviously it's pointless and it's a loop. And there's one particular paragraph I read, and it's like, if you're reading this, it means you messed up, because this isn't on the path.
There is nothing in the story, that directs you to this section.
Yeah. So if you're reading this, you have failed to follow instructions. Go directly to Z and die your horrible, painful death, or skip to somewhere else since you clearly aren't playing by the rules anyway. So that's what I really loved about this story, is that it is a kind of a pseudo choose your own adventure. The first time I went through it, I survived my trip to the medical clinic, which was you get to Y. But as you read through it, you eventually get down to having to go to Z, which is death. You die a horrible, painful death, but at least you won't have to deal with your insurance company, it says. So yeah, most paths lead to Z, but they kind of alluded to that because... the sign on the clinic door says hours since the last patient death. The number currently posted on the sign is 0. If you enter the clinic anyway, go to C. If you seek medical care elsewhere, go to B. So of course I went to B, and it was like, you are in a relay station in orbit halfway between Saturn and Uranus. There's no other medical care possible. Proceed to C. And so there's a lot of stuff like that, which is kind of funny, but it also stays consistent of like, you're in this weird medical place, weird things happen. It's a whole lot of fun. It's a fun read, you guys. I thought it was a fun read. What was your general overall thoughts on it, Devin? Was this a fun experience for you, or was this frustrating? Somewhere in between.
No, it was a fun experience. I didn't find it frustrating at all, because I mean, once you understand the point of it, and that just adds to the theme of it. Like it's kind of I mean, I don't know, Kafka-esque in a way. Just the whole like, it's pointless no matter what, you end up in the same place, and it's all just a bunch of bullshit. So that whole vibe.
Yeah, that old chestnut. Ben, did you get a chance to read any of this?
Yeah, actually, I read it as y'all were talking about Zootopia.
Well done.
So it went down real easy. Because I think that was what's nice about this is that despite the fact that it could be a tremendously complicated choose your own adventure where you've got a lot of different stuff where you're moving back and forth and, a lot of different branching paths.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a choose your own adventure in terms of the vibe of it, but less so in terms of branching paths. Like it has the path that like breaks off occasionally, but then like they're like, no, you're going to get you back to the main path here pretty quick. So like generally just running generally just running top to bottom, you're generally going to get everything that this is. And I think it's really nice because thematically that works because as it says, in the clinic as in life, decisions that seem important are often ultimately meaningless. In the end, all of us will die and none of this will matter. Which is an incredible thing to say in a choose your own adventure story. So I really liked it. It has a lot of it makes fun of you for pronouncing Uranus anything different because there's an alien from Uranus named a doo-doo. And so the doo-doo from Uranus. Seriously, are you in 3rd grade? Stop pronouncing the planet as your anus.
I misread in my mind. In my mind, it was dodo, but no, you're right. It's doo-doo.
The doo-doo from Uranus. Yes.
Yeah. If you talk to the big brown doo-doo from Uranus, go to G. Mm-hmm. Also, stop snickering. The planet is pronounced Uranus, not Uranus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this really reminded me of like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where like the Douglas Adams style humor of like, here's an aside of this wacky thing. Okay, let's go back to the story. There's kind of a lot of that in here. And I say a lot. This is a 5-minute read, but it's in there. There's like the slug monkeys and just the wackiness of it. The Tamarindian space mite with poisonous venom, sharp teeth, and a fondness for U.S. tax law. Like there's stuff like that in it, which is fantastic. And all roads lead to Z, which is you die a horrible, painful death. I think that's Z. It's at the end. Like it all makes it's just so good, you guys. Like what a fun piece of fiction. Sci-fi doesn't have to be, hard. It can be really soft sometimes. This is the softest, squishiest, runniest of sci-fi. What am I talking about? That was a whole lot of fun. So I hope there's more sci-fi out there like that. That was beautiful. Carolyn M. Joachim, welcome to the medical clinic at the interplanetary relay station. Links in the show notes if you want to check it out. If you got 5 extra minutes, it's a fun little read. It's kid appropriate. I don't remember anything in here that was terrible. You're gonna get some giggles when you talk about Uranus or Uranus, the brown doo-doo from Uranus.
I mean, joins another because Carolyn M. Joachim also wrote Rock, Paper, Scissors, Love, Death, which was also an incredible story. Mm-hmm. So, it's funny. I didn't say the entire name of the story. The story is called "Welcome to the Medical Clinic at the Interplanetary Relay Station. Hours since the last patient death, 0."
Oh, yep, that is the full title. So
that's the full title. I got that.
There's some clever foreshadowing there. All right, gentlemen. I'm going to go back, see what else is on our list of things to talk about. I think
I know you deleted all of it.
I deleted all of it. I got rid of it all. I was like,
congratulations.
I was like, there's no way that we are going to be short on time. Have you guys watched any? I'm gonna guess the answer is no for both of you. Any of the newest season of Stranger Things?
I've seen the first episode.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I've watched the first two, I believe. It's interesting because them kids aren't kids anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the easiest way. I thought, and I don't know if you caught this, Devin. I hope you did. And we'll end on this little bit here because we're just about at the hour mark. But so as we all know, as being people that are aware of pop culture, right? Stranger Things started off a bunch of kids, adventure, sci-fi, magic, fun time. It's good. But the aging of the actors has far outpaced their timeline. I think it's been like 3 years in their timeline, but like in our like 15 years for us or something. It's been, so you've got clearly 20-year-olds playing young teenagers. And in that first episode, one of them or a couple of them kids have a younger sister that has been in the background of all these seasons. Little girl with some ponytails. And in this one, she looks like a teenager trying to play like a 9-year-old. And in the background of one of these scenes, as strange things are happening with her, but you hear her parents in the background like yelling at each other, and the mom yells at the dad, "You don't even pay attention to your kids. You have no idea how old your daughter is." Something like that. And I thought that was like a clever, like little, like, yeah, we know.
I remember hearing that, but I didn't put it together as like an inside joke but that makes sense.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was them saying like, "Look, we get it. We have no choice. Kids age. Like, let's just not think about it too hard and move on." Which is so far in the few episodes I've watched, there's a lot of that because they are all just so old now, and I really want to. Has there been a series that keeps pace with the aging of the actors?
Well, shows that used to like network shows where they had to put out a season every year right on time. They took summers off and that's it. I think most shows from those times kept pace with the actors just because that was just what was happening.
Yeah, that's like the very clear example of that is like Friends, where they will like talk about like, oh, the last 3 months we just didn't really do anything. We got a haircut, like nonsense like that.
And so, as an example of the opposite, of course, is The Simpsons, which I'm sure they never thought would be around for 30 to 40 years. And you've got the weird situation where you've got the characters not aging.
Yeah.
Which causes, plenty of continuity error problems, but it's The Simpsons, so it's supposed to be silly.
It's a cartoon.
But there are, it causes Homer and Marge's histories to be totally different, and they've really given up on that because they've had Homer, like I just saw an episode where he was a 90s kid. But anyway, I'm over that. Any of those issues with it. What was I going to say though?
Sure.
Two things.
I believe you.
Yeah, no. I do. I am to the point. I've been brainwashed. I appreciate modern Simpsons. I've after watching a bajillion episodes of it, I've come to appreciate it. But
in the flow chart of Devin's life, all roads lead to The Simpsons.
Yeah, I had to. Eventually, it was going to happen. I mean, one day I'm going to have to just break down and watch Discovery, and I'll probably love it because there's not going to be any other Star Trek. But
whoa,
I was just a joke about the same thing happening with Star Trek. But so two things about that. One was it's funny how often they do episodes where it's either like the future or the past. They really want to play with these characters at a time when they're not this age because they have other stories to tell. But the main point I was going to make, there's a really weird thing they did though with one episode was they wanted to have a young character interact with Apu, and this was actually around the time where the whole controversy with Apu was starting. they had, so if you remember, it's from like a very early episode. There's an episode where Apu has to leave the Quickie Mart, and he's like, he can't leave it alone. And he's like, he takes his nephew, who's like 3 or 4. He's like, I'm putting you in charge. And then the nephew's like, I've waited for this day. And he pulls out a shotgun and cocks it. And
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
That character, and unfortunately, I don't remember the character's name off the top of my head, but they let that character age, and that character comes back after getting like an MBA, like a master's in business, to come back and run the Quickie Mart.
Okay. Was that
for this story? And it's like no one. They don't even. Maybe they made a joke about it, and I missed it because I am working while I'm watching a lot of these.
Mm-hmm.
But it's. I don't know if they made a joke about like why is this the only character ever who's aged? Nobody like aged like the proper like 20 years, 25 years, like, but yet, and they have multiple Christmases and birthdays and stuff. And it's like no one has said like, wait, we've had like 20 Christmases. How come I'm still 8 years old as Lisa? But anyway, so I just thought it was funny that they actually allowed a character to age and didn't even like acknowledge that was completely different than the rest of the show.
Was that their way of replacing Apu?
No, it wasn't. It was a way of kind of acknowledging Apu is like stuck in the old kind of traditional or maybe stereotypical like ways. But okay. I actually watched a video. Not only am I watching The Simpsons, I'm watching analysis videos of The Simpsons.
Nerd.
But
sorry, in the words of Homer, nerd.
Because why not? There's exactly. A webpage called The Real Gyms. He does a lot of stuff, and it's pretty interesting stuff. But he has a video on Apu and going over the controversy and how the show has tried to deal with it. And basically, there's this episode I'm talking about, and then there's one other time where Marge is reading stories to Lisa at bedtime, and a lot of these stories are like old stories and they're problematic now. Mm-hmm. And she makes a comment about how, well, at the time when these were written, it was okay, but now we've learned that it's not okay. And it's very clearly a reference to Apu. I think they even like look at the camera when they say it.
Right.
And I remember watching that episode and being like, okay, yeah, that's true, and I guess that could be about Apu. But he makes the comment in the video. He's like, and this pleased nobody. Like, hardcore fans thought it was a dumb thing to say. People who are like, think Apu is too much of a racial stereotype to keep being a character didn't like it. And so basically since then they've just not had, they will show Apu in background scenes, like just as part of a crowd, but he has not had like, it's been like 5 seasons since he's had a speaking role.
Oh, wow.
And even the actor who does Apu has said, well, I'm not going to voice him. Like it's inappropriate for me to do it. So if they were to give Apu a speaking role, it would not be him voicing it. Which is also, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna talk about The Simpsons forever. They've replaced all their African-American characters, the voice actors for those characters, with new voice actors, which makes sense, but it's also kind of jarring when you're so used to a particular voice for a character. And they try to match them, but just kind of like vaguely. It's not like when they replaced Justin Roiland and they had to like match the voices exactly.
Yeah.
Because these are side characters, and part of the point is if you're having an African-American voice actor, you want them to give it their own, personality and spin to it. That's kind of the reason you hire a particular actor.
Yeah.
So they do that. So if they were to have Apu talk, they would definitely recast him. But they haven't done anything rather than just recast the character, because it's not just the voice, like the tone of the voice that's offensive. It's like what he says and what his job is and like everything about him. So it's like if they ever address it, and the writers and producers have said, yes, eventually we're going to do something. We just don't know what to do with it yet. They're going to have to like have Apu like get a better job, or they've shown that in his history he has like a degree from like MIT, but not the American MIT. They gave it like a different Indian name, but
Mumbai something.
Yeah. So anyway, that's still out there that they're possibly going to address. And I thought, well, they're having another movie come out. Why not address it in the movie?
Yeah, maybe they will.
Probably, yeah. Maybe it's just a quick side thing because they can't really focus on that, because then the audience will be like, wait, why are we going to do a whole movie about this? Like, you got to please a wide audience for a movie.
Did you say a white audience or a wide audience?
Wide audience. But it's also going to be
Yeah.
interesting because people are going to see this movie who haven't watched The Simpsons in 20 years since the last movie in 2007, and there are going to be like Carl and Dr. Hibbert are going to have different voice actors, and people are going to be like, oh, that's different. But
I bet 0 people will care in real life, but online, everyone's gonna care.
Online, yeah, they're going to be like, what is this? And they're going to be like, it's been this way for 10 years. You guys just aren't watching The Simpsons.
Yeah, what are you getting all up in arms about? All right, I'm gonna call it, you guys. This one's DOA. No, not a rival. DOF, dead on finishing.
We killed it.
We killed it.
Is that good?
Devin killed it with The Simpsons.
Yeah,
It's either Simpsons or South Park with you. It's fine.
South Park's been really good lately.
I bet it has.
You guys should seriously watch this season of South Park. It's hilarious.
Yes.
I say that about every season, but this season in particular.
Good.
All right.
Yes. I probably won't, but I recognize that you're probably correct. I'm so far behind on like real shows that to do a little funny show, I don't know if I can do that.
I do appreciate the clips that I have been seeing.
Oh,
from
for sure.
like a political standpoint. Yeah, like way cool. Awesome.
Mhm.
It's tremendously important that media like South Park in this day and age is being made, and that media corporations are standing up to anybody that says it shouldn't be made. Like 100%. So yes, Devin, like on from a that standpoint, like, yeah, go get him, brother. Generally,
yes, but it is
South
also
Park's-
it's also entertaining. If you actually did watch it, you would enjoy watching it as more than just like a political statement. You would also enjoy. It's entertaining. Yes.
Yeah, generally
That
their humor does not always land with me.
Well, you probably would
Generally, yeah. So, but also I have enjoyed what I have seen from the little clips that the algorithm has been feeding me. So, like, yeah, definitely. Check it out.
Devin, do you have any?
I don't think I'll go for the whole thing.
Do you have any final thoughts for us, Devin, about South Park or Simpsons or anything else?
You people should still be watching South Park. Give The Simpsons a try. You've just got to watch. Look, you probably stopped watching The Simpsons around season 10. They're on season 37 now. Just keep watching.
Just gotta give it 26 seasons. That's
what I was gonna say. So watch up to season 10, and then once you get through the teens, about the mid-20s, you'll start to like it again. And then by the early 30s, you'll actually appreciate it. And by the mid-30s, you'll think, oh, this is a pretty good show again.
All right.
And that's the Florence Nightingale effect. No, what's the there's an effect where it's like,
oh, it's not
Florence Nightingale. That's falling in love with your nurse.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I for some reason I want to say Munchausen, but it's not that. It's
it's not that one.
It's where you identify with your prisoners. You become oh my gosh,
Stockholm syndrome.
There it is.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, the Simpsons Stockholm syndrome. Anyways, Ben, do you have any last words for us?
Yeah, to keep with the theme of medical stuff, a man went to the ER. He had 24 toy horses stuck up his bum. Doctors listed his condition as stable.
Good night, everybody.
This has been the Science Faction Podcast. Tweet to the host at SciFact Podcast. Email them at sciencefactionpodcast@gmail.com and visit sciencefactionpodcast.com for more episodes.